I remember that visual of him turning around over his shoulder. He smiled at me and he put his thumbs up. And that was the wisdom that I got in my life that probably 10 wise men haven't taught me in so many years. He has a smile right now. So he's a rock star. So this is what's changed me. This is what gives me perspective to keep moving on and have a sense of optimism. I try to take on responsibility as much as I can. Having a son has changed that. That has given me a certain responsibility to act and behave in a way that he would aspire to be someone like me and be a role model for him. So that, to a certain extent, has brought in a kind of responsible part of me through this. I don't know what he's doing right now. I think he's changing the time. Yeah.
After I came back from Canada where he was being treated, and I remember what Hussain told me. He said that, you've been through this as parents, this information that you've had, that you've got on your side. If one family, one parent, if one child fighting cancer can have this information on his or her side, it will be battle won for all of them and for you. And also Bilal, my partner in crime, I wouldn't have been able to do it without him. He really pushed me dig down into those painful memories back in 2014 in January and document them in this book. So thank you, Bilal. And also Millie, the entire team at Penguin, it wouldn't have been possible without them. They've really given the book the kind of exposure that it needed to get across to everyone in the hour of need. And also, I think next month there will be a Hindi version and a Marathi version
that will be launched. So looking forward to that. So let me just take you back through the incident 2 years back and tell you exactly how the book eventually happened. It was January the 13th, 2014, when as a family our life was completely wrecked. It was a casual brunch that me, my wife and my son had gone for to Taj Lands End. And it was there where we detected some abnormal symptoms in our son. And we rushed him to the hospital. There was his head pediatrician there and tests began. There was a conversation that we had 2 weeks back. We didn't want, we were delaying a simple blood test for the hemoglobin because we didn't want our child to go through physical trauma when a needle went into his arm. And here in this hospital, there was needle after needle jabbed into his arm and doctors trying to get to the bottom of the problem. Anyways, that nightmarish of a day ended. We went back home and I went onto the internet to do my own research. And I typed out his symptoms, and what I was confronted with on one website really tore my heart apart. It said the dreaded C word, and below that there were a list of other diseases. And I remember going to sleep that night. Before that I prayed to God and I said that please don't let this be cancer, please don't let this be cancer. But next day our worst fears manifested. His chest x-ray and his blood tests were normal, but in his sonography there was a tumor the size of a seasoned ball that was growing on top of his left kidney. And I remember seeing it on the sonography machine, this dark grey haze. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's a Wilms tumor. It's a very rare case of kidney cancer that happens to a minuscule percentage of kids. Of all pediatric cancers, roughly around 2 to 3%, and he happened to be part of that unfortunate percentage of kids.